Hey guys, welcome back to the Bassin 101. Todd here with you. Just figured I'd share the bait of the day. Ozark Mountain Wood Dancer. Man, you just don't make these anymore. Hackle's my own. If you're familiar with a Boy Howdy tail weighted, that's kind of the same kind of thing, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, today's topic is crutch baits. Everybody's got crutch baits. Stick around, we'll talk about this a little bit. You ready to run and gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. So in the fourth part, we got here, simplify your fishing. And I'm calling this crutch baits. And I think there's a broad category that you can have on crutch baits. Everybody's got crutch baits. If you're new to bass fishing and you're just joining this kind of thing, you're not going to have a crutch bait yet, but you will develop them, I promise you. You will develop them. Everybody's got them. Pros even have them. Even the guys you see that's been on TV for 40 years, they've got crutch baits. Everybody's got them. What is a crutch bait? A crutch bait is a spinner bait, a jig, worms, topwaters. It doesn't matter what it is. Crankbaits, spinner baits. Love spinner baits. Spinner baits. Mine is a slider worm, but that's me. When you're trying to simplify your tackle and you're trying to pick out things you want to use in your tackle, the best thing that you can do is to pick a tackle bag or a tackle box that you can say, you know what, this is what I'm carrying in my boat, in my kayak, in my canoe, when I'm fishing with other people, doesn't matter. Can I fit all these baits that I want to use in this one little setup? That's simplifying your tackle. If you've ever been a non-boater at a tournament, you kind of understand a little bit about as far as what you can take and what you can't take, and you got to be ready for whatever situation you get into. But me personally, when it comes to simplifying your tackle, it has nothing to do with every situation you can come across, because 90% of us fish the same type of water day after day after day. And I mentioned last week that one of the worst things that can happen to you is spending time off the water, because your brain goes and you start thinking of everything that goes on, and you want to stack your box with everything that you can find. Wrong move. Stick with some stuff that you like. Like me personally, I'll just give you a quick rundown. I've got one type of worm I Texas rig with. I've got one trade in my box that's developed just to jigs, and they're slightly different weights, completely different trailers. Crankbaits are going to be pretty much one tray. I've got an old, as you saw in the thumbnail, I've got an old 1970s Bassmasters Classic era 777, and dude, that holds a lot of stuff if you really think about it. They only allow 10 pounds of tackle. I got more than 10 pounds of tackle in that box, tell you right now, and it does not include a Jimmy Houston brick. Go back in the 70s, read the history on that. Anyway, pay attention to how you're stocking everything in your box. Use what you use. Don't use because your buddy says, oh man, I've been tearing them up on this one spinner bait, or I've been killing them on this one crankbait or whatever. Don't stock your box with that bait and every color under the market. One of the things that you have to think of, especially when it comes to crutch baits, What kind of bait is it that I have a crutch on? What kind of bait am I positive I can catch fish on? And the next question you have to ask yourself is color. What color? When it comes to crutch baits for me, it depends on the particular bait that I'm looking at. I might carry one color. I might carry 6 or 7. It just depends on the light situation, the weather situation, everything like that. That's what it comes down to, and those are crutch baits. A crutch bait is, let's say you're in a situation and an hour goes by, 2 hours goes by, and you have enough confidence in yourself to where you're thinking, you know what, these bass are just not doing what I think they're going to do. They're not situated where I want them to be situated at. They're not hitting what I want them to hit at or whatever. Then where do you go next? Ask yourself that, because I guarantee you, whatever crutch bait you go to, you have your favorite rod and reel that you do it on. That's a whole different can of worms right there, isn't it? So that's a crutch too, but that's not a bait, so that's not this part of the conversation. We'll hit that some other time. But a crutch bait is something that people don't take into consideration. You never hear about it on YouTube. You never hear about it on any kind of TV show or even in articles. I was like, well, these are my confidence baits. Confidence baits is not the same thing as a crutch bait, because a crutch bait is something you have complete confidence in, that you have absolute just, oh yeah, first cast in the water, I'm getting one on this dude. That's not a confidence bait, that's a crutch bait. Okay, confidence bait is what you pretty much tie up the day before. And you hit the water and you've got 4 or 5 rods sitting on the deck, and these are your confidence baits. These are the baits I know I'll find fish if I'm throwing them. But if you don't do anything with them, then you have the crutch, and that's what I'm talking about. So we'll elaborate this on some more, guys. I just wanted to get just to run this by you, get you to thinking again a little bit. I mean, hopefully you've been thinking a little bit about this, and it just, just trying to simplify things for everybody. Don't get too complicated. I mean, I understand simplifying is going to be several different videos down the road and things. Well, how is everything simple if he's going to have 100 different videos on this? Because everything ties into itself, and it all comes into one group when everything's said and done. And all of a sudden it'll just click on you. Oh yeah, I get it now. And it took me a while myself. I'm still learning. I mean, good grief, this week alone, I pulled several more baits out of my box, because I'm like, you know what? I've caught bass, but it's just not one of the ones I would throw out very often. Gone. I'll still keep them. I'll still hold on to them, keep an overstock. But as far as in the main box, my only box that I go to day in and day out, they're gone. So that's just something you're just going to have to think of. And you really have to search yourself for it, and it's going to be a struggle. You will fight yourself over this, I promise you. No doubt about that. But to keep things light, Woodwalker. Anyway, may the Father bless you and keep you, and I'll catch you guys next time. And don't catch them all. Tight lines. See you guys later. Oh, darn it.